So what I've done now is I've placed the bed underneath a white oak tree, and I'm hoping that it does good with this tree. So to build a symbiotic relationship with its roots. But what you see in the box here on the left is sand, which is loam sand is better, but I picked up this, it's like play sand. It kind of has some shell-like materials, which mushrooms actually like shells. So I got that grade, and then in the middle right here is some actual biochar and ashes from a leftover burn pile of oak tree that I burned. So that's good matter to mix in. It'll really grow, the mycelium will grow on the leftover wood, and it actually, because biochar has a bunch of pores in it, and there's a lot of big pieces of biochar, so mycelium will grow in that real good when it's mixed through. And then we have medium grade peat moss. I really prefer large, but all they had was medium, which would make it where there's clumps in it of the material. So we're going to mix them together, and then I'm going to, after we mix this up, we're going to mix some wood chip and then some leaves that's been ran over with the lawnmower. And that ought to build a real nice natural type environment for them. And then of course it's going to be worked in with mainly compost. So you want to have at least 50% or more compost added in on this. And then of course I'm going to mix it right into the ground, about 4 inches into the natural soil. So we'll get all that mixed up, and then hopefully it'll grow real good. So what I got here is a freshly grinded stump that a guy just dropped off a bunch of wood shavings to. I'm going to be adding them. I'm not going to add not that much at this point, because I'm actually going to burn a lot and then add it to the top, because morels spawn to forest fires, and it gives you a greater chance. Which I already added a bunch of ash and burnt tree, basically biochar in here, but I'm just going to barely burn the wood this time and not make biochar, and then put it on top. So we got a 5-gallon bucket of wood chips, some compost, which we have some more compost because this mainly has to be compost, and then I have a potting mix and perlite mix that I'm going to go ahead and throw in there. Actually going to add some leaves to this too, probably a 5-gallon bucket of leaves that's been ran over with a lawnmower, so they're in small pieces. And then after I mix this in, I'm going to add some gypsum and some lime, and that should be it, besides more compost. So I'm going to add this, mix it up, and of course you mix it with the previous stuff that I mixed up. It has to all be mixed up real good. So I'm just going to add one 5-gallon bucket of leaves. That should be plenty, and these are grinded up real good. I failed to mention earlier I used sugar maple wood, the chips in this. Just make sure it all gets mixed in. I keep adding the ingredients kind of 3 at a time, so I can keep turning the soil more, because it ain't going to hurt it to keep turning it. So basically what I've added here is about 3 cups of gypsum and 1 cup of lime. I just sprinkled it on. Now it's time to add the spawn, the morel spawn. So basically all you do is crumble it up in here.